Hey everyone, this is Larry. Welcome back to Today I Feel Like. Today we are going to take a look at the three-footed monster. This is a magnetic mount for your camera, and I've actually been looking forward to reviewing this. So let's jump into it, check it out, and here we go. All right, let's take a quick look around the box here. We can see this says that it is a Good Design Award winner. So shout out to the three-footed monster for winning that award. Now, we can't see on here, there's a little warning. It says we do not recommend the use of this mount on vehicles being driven at speed. Due to the nature of the magnets, we cannot speed rate this mount as it is dependent on the quality of the metal it is being mounted on. We will not take any responsibility for damaged or lost equipment. So just be aware of that. With this particular mount, if you mount it to your car, you drive it at speed and it falls off, that's on you. They're not going to take any responsibility. So I would really say test this out on your vehicle or whatever it is you're going to mount it onto so that you have a good idea if the magnets are going to work with your metal. All right. We can see there's really nothing else on there. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing out and see what we have here. So it looks like we're going to get a phone clip mount. So kind of cool. That'll work. We have plenty of those around, but having another one never hurts. Let's get everything out of here. That's everything. So it looks like we are going to get a GoPro 1/4-20 thread adapter so that we can mount this onto the three-footed monster. And here it is right here. Here is the magnetic mount. There it is. Look at that. So let's see if we can get this little bit of string off here. So with a little tag. And there we go. We can see this is Australian made. So big ups to the Australians out there for putting out some good stuff. They always seem to put out good filmmaking stuff. The Australians really do it. With three-footed monster, they have Rode microphones. They have Blackmagic cameras and stuff. So they're really doing it big over there with the filmmaking gear. So shout out to the Aussies. All right. So these are the magnets right here. They have a rubber coating on there so that you can put these onto your car or other metal without scratching things up there. And you can see here they have these sort of springs on here that absorb some of the shock, and I believe also so that they can sort of mount evenly if you're on a slightly uneven surface there. So I think it's also for a little bit of shock absorption. Now it does come with a very nice looking ball head on here that feels nice and stable, and this ball head actually has a cold shoe mount on there so that you can actually mount something on there, maybe like a light or whatever else you may need to mount on there. So big ups on them for that. I like this. I might just want this ball head just by itself. So now you can take it off if you want. You can see there is a lock on there on the bottom that locks this ball head in place so you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to take it off, you could take this ball head off. So now you just simply, to get your GoPro on, we're going to loosen this up right there, and then you can see we can make that adjustment angle. We can adjust this however we want. Once we tighten it down, it locks everything up. And then to get this on there, you're just going to go ahead, twist that, put it right there on that, just like that. And boom, now you have your GoPro mount on there. You're ready to mount your GoPro onto there. So I actually have my GoPro Hero 10 Black with me, so let's go ahead and let's get this thing mounted up, and we can see what the whole thing is going to look like once it is put together in its entirety, and see how this thing may look. Now, I'm going to put this on my car. I don't think I'm going to drive too fast with it, but I do want to take it out and see how well it works if I have this on my car. So there we have it. That's a nice looking setup right there. It's not too big. It's not going to be too tall. So if you have it on your car, it shouldn't have you shouldn't end up with too much wind hitting it because it's going to be fairly low profile. So the only thing I need to do now is really take this thing out and put it on some metal and see how it works. So let's go out to the car and mount this thing up and just see what it looks like, and then we'll drive around a little bit and see how it performs. All right, so I'm outside here. This is my car, and I have the three-footed monster ready to go with my GoPro hooked up. Now, the nice thing about this is, again, is because these have a rubber sort of pad on the bottom of them covering the magnets. You don't have to worry about this scratching your car. So we can go ahead and mount this up. Let's say we wanted to put this on the door. You could see how that sticks really, really firmly. And this thing is not coming off all that easy. Now you can't peel it off like you want to so that you can actually get the thing off. But if you want to say mount it right there, you can mount it right there. Then you can adjust the ball head just like this so that you can get this thing in the position that you want it. So let's say you wanted it pointed right there. Boom, there it is, ready to go. So, all right, now that we have this thing set up and mounted, let's go for a little drive and see how the footage actually looks. So I went ahead and mounted the three-footed monster with my GoPro on the outside of the car, shooting through the windshield. Now, there's a problem I ran into here, as you can see right now, and that is there are so many reflections on the windshield that you can't actually see into the car. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to actually shoot into the car right now. I'm going to have to go get a circular polarizer for my GoPro that's going to allow me to see through those reflections and into the car. So, but let's go ahead and turn the camera around and drive with it pointing outward and see how it does and if it holds on just fine. Now I have to say I'm really happy with the three-footed monster magnetic mount so far, but I wanted to see how it held up if I put it in different positions around my car. So I went ahead and mounted it onto the roof of the car pointing forward. I mounted it on the side, on the driver's side door, and I mounted it on the roof of the car pointing backwards. So I drove around DC for a while, shot some footage, went over all kinds of bumps since there's potholes and everything in the city, drove up to some decent speeds to see if this thing would hold on. Let's go take a look at the footage and see how it did. Now, another great thing about using the three-footed monster is that I can mount it in all kinds of unorthodox places. So if I want to go ahead and put this on my wall, I just need to find some metal behind the wall and I can mount it right up. So I can go ahead and stick it right there because, well, I know that there is a nail in there, and now my GoPro is mounted right to the wall, and I can do this and have this mounted right in a very unorthodox place. I mean, what are the possibilities of putting a camera on your wall like this just in a random place? So this is really wonderful, and it just allows you to have the freedom to really shoot how you want, where you want, when you want. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that I love shooting time lapses, except sometimes there's no good place to put a tripod, and so you have to look for other ways to mount your camera. This is where the three-footed monster really works great. So if you have a railing like I do here on my balcony, you can just go ahead and slap it right there and mount it up perfectly. This is great because if you go to a hotel or something, oftentimes they don't really give you much space where you can put a tripod, but you will have a railing, so you can just grab this, mount it right on the railing, start your time lapse, and let it rip. All right, everyone, so there we have it. That is a look at the three-footed monster. Now, if you feel like you need something else that is more robust, something that's a little bit stronger, they do have two other versions of this. They have the three-footed monster Pro Edition, and they also have the Extreme Edition. Those are going to allow you to carry more weight and be twice as strong from the Pro and the Extreme. So if you wanted to, say, mount a mirrorless camera instead of a GoPro camera, you can get that with one of the Pro or with the Extreme version. So anyhow, I'm going to leave links to all those down below so that you can check them out because, well, they're awesome, and I'm digging them. I am loving this thing. Now, you may not always see it in my shots, but you will see the shots from this thing in the future because I plan on using this time in and time out. As many of you know, I love to shoot while I'm in my car, and if I can mount this thing up and shoot through my windshield or get some cool shots from around the car, I'm gonna do it, and you'll know that this thing is involved. So yeah, anyways, there you go. Check it out. Links are down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.